It's the professional MasterChef quarterfinal. These 5 talented chefs have made it through to face 2 more challenges, set by chefs Monica Galetti and 2 Michelin-starred Marcus Wareing.
I've still not quite reached my goal yet, so it's still important to keep pushing forward.
I think everybody's aiming for the final. Everybody's here to win.
Hopefully I can go as far as possible.
Today I'm giving it everything, pulling out all the stops.
First, they will have to survive the ultimate invention test.
The boy can cook.
It sort of shouldn't taste as good as it does. I've never said that before.
Those that get through will then face the country's most discerning food critics.
This is one of the very best things we've ever eaten on MasterChef.
Only the best will become semi-finalists.
Welcome to our first quarterfinals. I hope you are excited as I am.
Your first test is an invention test. Reveal your ingredients.
You have a selection of scraps and trimmings.
You've got bones, you've got peelings, you've got shellfish, overripe fruit, you've got stale bread. In those 4 bowls, there is a dish. We need you to find it. We need you to cook it, create it, and serve it.
One of you will be going home at the end of today. 1 hour and 20 minutes, let's go for it.
It's a good challenge, definitely gets you thinking.
My mind's going a bit haywire.
I'm not sure, to be honest. 100%.
Just got to try and work my way around trying to build a dish.
Pretty much a whole crab here, so that's going to come apart. Some of the langoustines, the roes, the cheeks.
5 chefs, they work their backsides to get to the quarterfinals. They deserve to be here.
There is talent in here. I'm really looking forward to this. This is a great challenge.
33-year-old Darren is head chef at a small hotel in Cumbria.
Darren, nervous wreck. From the minute he walked into this kitchen, he's shaking. But he was cooking really well.
There's nothing wrong with being nervous as long as you can control it. And he is delivering. I hope he continues to do so.
It's very tough. It's a lot harder than I ever imagined. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. You want to make everybody proud, but yeah, especially my family. We've got 3 children at home. My missus, my mum and dad, especially my gran, you know. Yeah, they want to make everybody proud, really.
Darren, what are you making for us?
I'm going to do a little seafood ravioli. Obviously, there's no pasta flour, so I've had to use plain, so it's not ideal, but it should do the job. I've scraped all the salmon off all the bones I could find. Then I found some langoustine tails. That's going to be the filling. I'm going to do a little roasted onion, and I've got all my shellfish carcasses in the oven. I'm just going to do a quick shellfish sauce just to keep it moist, really. And hopefully that'll be enough.
Sounds good to me. Very important that you get that ravioli right.
Yes, chef.
That's the main event. And if it bursts,
I'm going home.
game over.
Why don't you make him a little bit more nervous?
I'm not going to be any more nervous.
Me? No.
Darren, I like the sounds of this dish.
He's really pulling off quite a few skillful things here. You know, to make pasta and not even have pasta flour. So he's making it out of plain flour. I like his guts. He's having a go. He's also put the roe of the scallop inside the salmon ravioli, so that's going to have a really good, big fish flavour. I think this dish is going to be great. Now his nerves going to get the better of him. That's my only concern.
24-year-old Daniel is a junior sous chef at a large London hotel.
Daniel, focused on pastry so far. The challenge I gave him, he did struggle, but he pulled it back together and he got through.
Daniel has really got to pull it out of the bag today. If he could do an amazing savoury dish, I will be blown away.
If I went home today, you know, I'd be really upset. I wouldn't have shown my full potential. I've not been happy with one dish that I've put up so far, so I've got a lot to prove to myself and to the judges too.
No pastries today?
No pastries today, no. I'm going to keep well away from it, I think, for today.
So what are you making for us today?
I'm going to do curried livers with bone marrow and a spiced chutney.
What are you doing with the rice?
I'm going to make a tian from the rice using the peppers and the spring onions to go with the curried livers.
Is the rice cooked the way you want it?
It's maybe a little bit overcooked.
And do you think you should serve overcooked rice?
No.
Just checking.
But hopefully I'm not cooking it anymore.
Sounds interesting.
Will be interesting. Get to it.
Daniel's dish is confusing me a little bit. I think his main ingredient's curried chicken liver. Using the overcooked rice, a little bit unusual.
But Daniel appears really confident. I'd love to be surprised. Let's see what he's going to give us. Guys, you have less than an hour. 25 minutes have gone.
33-year-old head chef Brian runs a seafood restaurant in Aberdeen.
Brian, there's something about him which makes me want to see him cook more.
I was very interested to see the way he dressed the plate of food. It was creative, it was inventive, but it was trying.
Before coming here, I didn't think I had too many weaknesses. But now, obviously, a few mistakes have been pointed out, so I need to really take a good look at them and sort it out.
Brian.
All right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah. Sorry.
You all right?
Yeah.
What scraps have you pulled out?
Well, I've obviously definitely leant towards the fish. It's what I cook day in, day out. So the fish heads, the bones, making a little stock, that's going to be the base for my sauce later on. I've got the chicken carcass in there as well.
I've never made a shellfish broth with chickens and fish.
I wouldn't normally do that just for the time scale. I just want to try and get as big a flavour into that broth as possible.
Brian, what is the dish?
It would be langoustines and crab with Tuscan bread salad and shellfish broth.
OK.
I still feel I have a lot to prove. I've made quite a few silly little mistakes, so it's about trying to get it as close to perfection as possible. A lot riding on this today.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Brian comes from a fish restaurant and he's chosen ingredients he's comfortable using. But I don't like the looks of this broth with the salmon head and the chicken bones. His selection of ingredients has sent warning bells off for me.
We really want that broth to taste of great seafood. And I'm not too sure whether he's got enough time to get it reduced, to get it to tasting something really good.
Chefs, you're halfway through.
25-year-old Norfolk boy Ollie is a sous chef at a hotel close to where he grew up.
Ollie's young. He doesn't have the experience that some of the chefs have in the competition, but I think he's a good cook, Monica. I liked what he did with the quail.
In the first round for me, yes, he's got some skills in there. But then on the second test I had with him, I thought he really rushed it. He's got to be thoughtful and precise on what he does today.
I'm definitely in the competition to win. I really do want to push myself and try and go all the way.
Tell me, what are you making?
I'm going to be doing like a little textured crab dish. It's a little crab salad with a bisque, a spring onion beignet, and some cauliflower shavings and some crispy chicken skin as well for a little bit of texture, a little bit of crunch on the plate.
What do you feel you need to prove to us today?
I need to prove to you guys today that I can really develop the flavours out of the products that we've been given today and try and put up a perfect dish.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ollie. Good luck.
Thank you.
He's using the brown crab meat. He's using the white crab meat. Not a lot else.
I don't think Ollie has really looked hard enough in those bowls for more of an inspiration.
But I quite like the sound of the beignet. That choux pastry with a good flavoured bisque could be a really knockout dish.
Guys, you've got half an hour left.
29-year-old Jethro is head chef at a gastro pub in Dorset.
Jethro is a very competitive chef, and there's been some glimpses of brilliance in there, but I was really disheartened that he left the majority of his first dish on the bench and didn't serve it all. On the skills test, and he made one great tortellini, yet didn't taste a single thing.
Jethro's a fighter, though. I think he lacks a little bit of knowledge in depth, but I certainly think he's a chef for our quarterfinals.
To get this far is phenomenal. I haven't been completely happy with the dishes that I've produced, but there's plenty more to come, and I'm here today to give it everything.
Jethro, what are you making?
I'm making a poached salmon mousse, a bisque with all the shellfish that was there. I've made a crab mayonnaise emulsion to go with it. I'm just going to do a little bit of broccoli and cauliflower stalk salad to go with it.
Are you really up for this challenge?
Absolutely.
You're very calm.
Only on the outside. I'm not calm at all. Yeah, I'm totally fired up, and I've just got to get the flavours right.
About timing. You've struggled with the timing.
That's not going to happen today.
Good luck. Chefs, you've got 13 minutes left. 13 minutes.
Jethro is making a scallop and salmon ballotine. He's serving that with a salad made from the broccoli and cauliflower stems. And then into the bowl, he's going to pour a shellfish bisque. There doesn't seem to be a dish that makes me go, wow.
My concern with Jethro is the boudin. Is there going to be enough of that sausage to make it a dish? Or is it just a bowl of bisque?
Chefs, you've got just 3 minutes left. Time's up, guys.
Darren has made a salmon and shellfish ravioli, served with roasted onions, pickled broccoli stalks, and a shellfish sauce.
I actually think that's a really good dish. I really do like that. The ravioli, it has a nice flavour. It's not a mousse. It's a ravioli that's just pure fish. And I actually, personally, quite like that. And I happen to love onions. These are a little bit on the crunchy side. I love the fact you've really taken a massive risk making a ravioli with no pasta flour. I admire your courage.
Thanks, Chef.
You're one to watch for me. With the nerves, you still manage to get through this and you're delivering. But there are little faults in here which you need to really fine-tune.
Yeah, it was unbelievably difficult. I got good feedback, but I also got a few negatives in there, and you need to start standing out now, and I don't think I did that in that round. So.
Ollie has made a crab and spring onion salad, topped with a spring onion beignet, cauliflower shavings, crispy chicken skin, and a prawn bisque.
Nicely cooked crab meat with the bisque. You get a nice mouthful of it. It goes well. Your beignet with the spring onion, for me, is quite heavy. It should be quite light when you eat it. I like the crunch that's in the outside, but it's quite cloggy. Don't bother with the crispy skin because I think it's something you just randomly put on the dish. There's no place for it here.
I'm completely on the same page as Monica on this one. Do you know what, though? If the beignet was lighter, there wouldn't be much of a dish. The fact it is a heavy beignet actually is giving you something to eat, because if you took that out of the equation, there's just a little bit of crab and a bit of sauce.
I am disappointed in myself. I know I can do much better.
Daniel's dish is pan-fried chicken livers, tomato chutney, bone marrow beignet, parsley and carrot salad, and a rice tian.
That's a new one on me. Tasting it, I'm no closer to understanding why you've put these ingredients together. I like the crispiness of the beignet. That's where it stops for me.
I'm really struggling with this dish because I actually don't see a dish. I don't think the rice is very good at all. It's overcooked. The liver is completely overcooked. I'm really struggling to find a positive on this plate. Sorry.
I thought the test went quite well. I thought I was quite creative. But obviously, it didn't hit the spots it needed to. Gutted.
Brian has based his dish on a Tuscan salad, using the bread, roasted peppers, onions, crab, and langoustine. It's topped with crispy salmon skin and served with a shellfish broth made with the chicken bones.
It looks like a bowl of scraps. And I know that's where we started.
Yeah.
But I really would like to have seen a little bit more intricacy, a bit of detail, a bit of precision. It sort of shouldn't taste as good as it does. I've never said that before.
You really do want to shake him, though,
I do.
don't you?
I really do. It tastes great. I'm looking for a big flavour in a broth, and you've really captured that.
The flavours on your plate are stunning. The bread that you've got there, the crispiness and the garlic through that with the sweetness of the roasted peppers. You know, if you'd taken some care and a bit of delicacy in placing these ingredients on there, it could have been a stunning plate, absolutely stunning.
I like that dish. Doesn't look great,
Okay.
but I love the flavour.
Perfect. That's the best feedback I've had, probably, other than the presentation. Hopefully I've done enough, but definitely stuff to work on there.
Finally, Jethro has made a salmon boudin with crispy salmon skin and shaved broccoli and spring onion salad. It's sitting in a mayonnaise made with the brown crab meat and served with a separate shellfish bisque.
There's a look of a sort of a pale hot dog. The bisque lacks intensity. It doesn't have a big flavour at all. It's almost like its colour, sort of beige. And I really don't like the way that the mayonnaise has mixed through and almost all split.
And then with the salad, all you get is a kick in the mouth with lemon juice. For me, does not work. I'm sorry, Jethro.
Okay.
The emotions are a bit all over the place. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I've got no idea.
That was an interesting round.
It was. Big challenge. Not easy.
1 or 2 stars, I think. 1 or 2, bit of a letdown as well.
Brian was the killer one for me today. Took a look at the dish and I thought, oh no, Brian, what have you done? But didn't it have good flavour?
One of the most tasty plates I've had today.
Darren never ceases to surprise me. Bag of nerves. Bearing in mind he's cooking with scraps, he was never going to be the best ravioli without using pasta flour. But I really thought he did a great job.
So you're happy with them?
Yes. I think there's a cook inside him bursting to get out.
What do you think of Ollie?
There wasn't a lot going on the plate, but I thought there was a level of precision. The dish had a nice look about it. I think he's got potential.
So that leaves us with Daniel and Jethro.
Yes. Jethro. It does take skill, Monica, to make a boudin out of scraps, but I didn't think the bisque had a great flavour.
Ingredients that could work, but just weren't coming together.
For me, I think he let himself down.
I'm not sure if I have done enough today, but I'll be absolutely gutted if I leave.
Daniel had a point to prove to us today, but I struggled to understand the concept of the dish, and for me, it was a real disappointment.
At this crucial stage, I feel absolutely gutted. I'm pretty sure today's the day I'm going home.
It's tough on these two. Who's got it inside them? Who's the one that we could say, you deserve a chance to cook for the critics?
Tough round. Interesting round. Some good plates of food there. Well done.
Thank you, chefs, for your efforts, but we have made a decision. It hasn't been easy, but the cook that is leaving us is Daniel. Thank you.
I'm really gutted to be leaving at this stage, but I think it's the right decision today. I'm going to go back to work and then hopefully push myself in the right direction.
Well done.
Well done, Ollie.
Well done, mate. Well done, Chief.
Well done.
Well done. Chefs, today is about you getting your heads down, pushing yourselves to the limit and delivering some great, great food. There's a massive chance.
If you impress these critics, they will be doing their best to try and get your names from us. And that means a lot. You have an hour to cook your main course and then 15 minutes to serve your desserts.
One of you is going to be going home today. But I want to see you all fighting for this.
Good luck.
Cooking for us is hard work and tough. Cooking for critics, that's a brand new level.
They're not very kind when it comes to judging. Any mistakes, they will pick up straight away.
I think this is where we're going to see who really can cook under pressure and deliver more than one plate. This is the start of a really interesting journey for these guys. This is big.
Today's probably the most important day in my career, so hopefully the pressure won't get to me. The judges' feedback so far has been pretty good, so I just need to keep building on that. I just have to make sure that what I do put on the plate is perfect.
Darren, what are you going to be cooking?
I'm doing a 45-degree salmon.
Right.
It's perfectly pink all the way through.
Yep.
I'm going to serve that with a potted shrimp tortellini. So when they cut it, the shrimp sauce is going to sauce the dish. And then dessert, I'm going to do one Bakewell tart, raspberry gel, raspberries, chantilly cream.
How much does this mean to you?
It means everything. Hopefully show what I'm about today and no mistakes today, hopefully.
What does your partner think about you being a chef?
She doesn't appreciate the hours, and we've got a one-year-old daughter now as well. So you're never around really, so on that side, she's not a big fan, but on the other side, you know, she knows it's what I love and she knows this means a lot to me, so she's quite supportive, really.
Yeah, big sacrifice coming and doing this,
It's a massive sacrifice.
Good luck, Darren.
Thank you.
Darren's put the salmon in the water bath. He's making tortellini with shrimps. I like the sound of that. I love the chicory and the orange juice. And he's got a little bit of cauliflower puree and roasted cauliflower. I really like the sound of the dish.
For dessert, he's making us a raspberry becquerel tart. I love becquerel tarts.
Because the clock's against him, I hope the frangipane's going to be cooked all the way through. We don't want it soggy in the middle because it's not very nice. I hope he gets a nice crunchy pastry case.
I think Darren knows what he's doing. He's moving like a real chef with his pants on fire.
That's what I like to see in a chef who really wants something.
It means everything for me to stay here and keep going. I was certainly not ready to go home yet. Need to work on presentation and get that spot on. It's got to be cooked properly, seasoned and on time. It has to be perfect.
Brian, what are your 2 dishes for today?
For my main, I'm doing lamb rump with samphire, brown shrimps and goat's cheese.
How are you cooking the lamb?
So I'm doing it sous vide at 60 degrees and then I'm going to slowly caramelise it, just get a bit of colour and a bit of depth of flavour on it.
How long's it in the water bath for?
45 minutes, 60 degrees.
Will it have time to rest?
Yeah, definitely.
And what's your dessert?
The dessert is going to be a brown butter and praline cake with chocolate ganache, peanut butter and tarragon.
Tarragon?
Tarragon.
When I was eating it, it was all quite rich and heavy, so it's just to give it a little sort of burst of freshness.
OK, OK. Are these dishes going to look better than the last one you served?
Without a doubt.
Good. He's cooking lamb rumps. It is a working joint. 45 minutes in a water bath, bit of time in a pan, resting's going to be tight. If he doesn't get the cooking right, it could really tighten up and be a tough piece of meat today.
And I don't think I've ever had shrimps, samphire and cheese on the same plate. I hope he hasn't gone a step too far. Dessert, he's making brown sugar and praline cake with a chocolate ganache and tarragon.
I'm not 100% sure about the tarragon bit, and I'm not too sure whether the cake's good enough.
I'm a cake lover, so this has got to be good.
I think I've got through maybe on potential of what's to be seen, and I'm going to give that today absolutely everything. The only thing that could sort of hold me up a little bit is the timing. If something does go wrong and I've got time to rectify it, fantastic. If I haven't, it's going to push me back, and that's going to be a problem. And I've got to let the sort of nerves calm down a bit and just give it absolutely everything. It's got to be spot on.
Jethro, rabbit.
Yeah, I'm doing a stuffed loin today. Carrots done in a few different ways, langoustines and pennywort.
Pennywort?
Pennywort.
It's a forage leaf that
Right.
just got a little bitter taste that goes nicely with the dish.
And what about dessert?
Dessert, I'm doing a brown butter dark chocolate ganache with poached apricots, some apricot sorbet, some chocolate soil and just a few nasturtium flowers.
OK. You know time's an issue.
Absolutely.
And you've been late a few times.
I have, yeah. I really need to nail it today. I'm putting in everything. If the nerves don't get in the way, it'll be spot on, I hope.
Well, you've made it this far. You've got to fight for your next place.
I'm fighting. Good luck. Thank you.
I love rabbit, but we both know how hard it is to cook rabbit. It's such a delicate flavour. It doesn't have a lot of fat on it. There's no marbling going through the loin.
And he's filling it with the livers and the heart and the spinach in there.
I love the idea of putting the offal back through, but he's also putting langoustine on the dish. I'm going to be really interested to see what that tastes like.
Salted chocolate ganache with pistachios around it. It sounds like a great dessert.
The key thing Jethro needs to be careful of with this is ganache. When it gets hard, it's not going to be a very pleasant thing to eat. That'll be my only concern.
To get through to the next round would be amazing. I've got some complex dishes and I've pushed myself that little bit more. I really don't want to let the judges down.
You all right, Ollie?
Yes, I'm excited about this round. It's the round that, you know, where we really do truly get to reflect ourselves. I'm doing sous vide lamb loin with aubergine caviar, morel mushrooms, a shallot two ways, black olive crumb and a pinot noir reduction. For my dessert, I'm doing an elderflower panna cotta. I'm setting that with agar, just because I'm going to do that. It's like a freestanding panna cotta. And for garnish, I've got some compressed apple, some raspberries, and I'm going to do a rose scented caramel.
Wow, you got a lot going on there.
Well, I've taken on board your comments from the last couple of rounds where, you know, you guys felt as if I've not pushed myself.
Are you ready for a semi-final place?
My food will prove if I'm worthy for a semi-final place.
Good man, we'll let you get on.
Thank you, Chef.
Ollie is cooking the loin of lamb in a water bath. He's serving it with aubergine caviar with some tomatoes through it, I believe some spice as well. He's got caramelised shallots to go on there, some morel mushrooms, and a puree of shallots as well. He's got a lot of work by the sound of it.
Bit concerned about the fact that he's taking the fat off the lamb loin. I don't believe you need to do that. The lamb is the star of the plate, it's the main event, he's got to get it right.
He's making an elderflower panna cotta, serving it with the raspberry coulis. He's making a decoration of rose caramel, which sounds interesting. It could be a stunning dessert.
My concern is the agar that he's using in the panna cotta. I think gelatine is a better setting agent. You want a panna cotta to wobble, almost like a jelly on the plate.
You going to be on time, Darren?
It's going to be a close one.
It's really easy to impress me. All you have to do is be an exceptionally good cook, not to show off, not to experiment on me. It's very simple.
It's been an amazing couple of years for British restaurants. There's a real excitement, a real throw out the rule book feel out there. I think I'd like to see some of that, you know, open-mindedness here today.
By the time we get to this stage in the competition, there should be some really good cooking going on. Interesting combinations of taste and texture, nice ingredients, well treated. It should be delicious.
The food's worth waiting for, okay? Just calm down, all right?
Chef.
Darren, his main course is salmon with potted shrimp tortellini.
Are you going to be on time?
Yes, Chef.
But if it's well done, it could be really, really good.
Breathe, Darren.
Enjoy this bit. You're doing it, you're nearly there, everything's ready. The dish is looking great.
He's got to make sure that the salmon's still pink and soft and not overcooked.
Choose the worst one, open it, and taste it.
Good, Chef.
The whole thing sounds like it's going to be quite rich, so I'd hope for something a little bit sharp just to finish that dish off.
Quick, quick, quick. Happy?
Yeah, I like that.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you.
Darren's main course is a poached salmon fillet with potted shrimp tortellini. roast chicory and cauliflower, served with a cauliflower puree, asparagus and nasturtium leaves.
I think this looks really good. The salmon looks really appetising.
I'm not a huge fan of salmon when it's being cooked in a water bath. I do prefer to get the crunch of skin, not that sort of slightly oily texture that sous vide cooking brings out, but generally speaking, it's a pretty looking plateful.
I think he's completely missed the point with the salmon. I really don't like it. It's like jelly. When you put it in your mouth, it goes to mush.
I completely disagree with you, Charles. I think the salmon's amazing. It sort of melts in the mouth. I like that. It's different. I'd very happily eat another whole plate of this.
The little shrimp tortellinis are fantastic, and I would like another 5 of those.
It's a really, really lovely idea, that idea of marrying a very British thing, potted shrimp, with the Italian pasta. And I think he should be commended for the originality of that.
And then you've got this crunch and added texture from the asparagus and the endive, which is really sweet and beautiful. He's a really good cook.
Wow. The salmon is beautifully cooked. I love the butter oozing out of the tortellini.
Overall, he's done an amazing job. I hope he's taken a bit of confidence in that and delivers a great dessert too. 15 minutes. Dessert, yeah? Keep it up.
Darren's dessert is a warm Bakewell tart with raspberries.
One of Britain's most wonderful puddings.
Darren, you've got 7 minutes.
Oui, chef.
OK. You going to be OK?
I'm going to be a few minutes late, chef.
OK.
To create a Bakewell tart from scratch and do it properly is quite a time-consuming thing.
How much longer are you going to need?
4 minutes, chef.
4 minutes.
Or more. Wow.
Darren served his Bakewell tart with raspberries, raspberry gel, vanilla cream and micro basil.
Looks very nice. You can cut into it and see. His first course didn't really fly for me, but this Bakewell tart is a very nice thing.
You get that crisp, buttery pastry, then you get the lovely, warm almond paste, and then coming right through that amazingly strong raspberry jam flavour.
The centre of that Bakewell tart is so light, it's almost kind of lifts off. Tastes beautiful, it's faultless.
I think Darren's a very, very promising chef.
It's lovely and light.
The boy can cook.
It was worth the wait.
I was happy with everything that went us on the plate. It's just being late is unforgivable, really. The time went so fast.
Brian, are you on time?
Yeah, good. Just about to start plating.
That's what I like to hear.
Brian's got quite an interesting main course. Rump of lamb with samphire, crevette, goat's cheese.
I can't see all these 4 things marrying particularly well on the plate.
You've got 3.5 minutes left.
Great.
The crevette, I just don't see them sitting well with lamb. But, you know, I'm prepared to be pleasantly surprised.
It's either going to be an absolute triumph, critics eating their words as well as prawns, or it's not.
Come on, Brian, you can do this. You ready? Deep breath. Yeah?
It's a much cleaner presentation. It's a presentation I would have liked from him.
Thank you.
Brian's main course is rump of lamb with samphire puree, Savoy cabbage, crevette, deep-fried goat's cheese, and a lamb and Madeira sauce.
I actually don't want to stop eating long enough to say anything about it. It's really, really good, isn't it?
There's a sort of succession of flavours that just get better and better and better. He's cooked the lamb absolutely perfectly. Then you've got this completely original idea of the samphire that's been, whizzed up. His jus is intense, sweet thing. And then you cut into the little croquette, this powerful, strong, rich, smooth bit of cheese. It's tremendous.
We were worried about prawn and lamb. It isn't weird at all. It's just a little salty accent in the cabbage, and it's fantastic.
The elements by themselves get straight A's, and together they get whatever's better than that.
I'd go so far to say this is one of the very best things we've ever eaten on MasterChef.
Wow, we knew Brian could cook, and he's shown that here in lots of things.
The lamb is very tender, it's got great flavour. I love big sauces, I love big flavours, and he's really got a good sauce there.
Brian, you've got 5 minutes left.
Brian's dessert is a chocolate ganache, hazelnut cakes, salted popcorn, peanut, and tarragon.
Looking good, Brian.
Again, Brian's given us a slightly odd man out ingredient in the case of the tarragon here.
It's the best dessert we've seen for Brian.
It's quite interesting. I'm worried, though.
There are too many things in Brian's dessert. I think he's trying to show off, and he may have tried too hard.
I think that's quite an interesting dessert from him.
For dessert, Brian has made a brown sugar and praline cake with chocolate ganache squares, served with peanut butter, a tarragon gel, and salted toffee popcorn.
The ganache is very nice, really nice consistency. The cake is really dry. He's missed out the fact that this really needs cream.
It is a bit dry because it's the centrepiece of the dish. It's slightly dragging everything else down. But I think, again, it shows that he really understands flavour. You'd never think of putting tarragon together with chocolate, but there's a licoricey back note to both of them, which means that they marry together quite well.
His little peanut sludgy job, perfect. Yes, the praline cake is a little bit on the dry side. It's a kind of near miss from excellence, but it's certainly good.
Unfortunately, the chocolate's better than the cake.
It's a bit on the dry side.
When I look at this cake and the colour, I think gingerbread, but it's not. It's brown sugar and praline. If it's going to be a brown sugar and praline, you almost want it to have a bit of molasses flavour to it, a bit of richness.
Quite pleased that I got all the food up, looked nice and tidy, neat. Definitely the best 2 dishes I've put on the past so far, without a doubt.
So Jethro is giving us for his main course stuffed rabbit loin. It's difficult to cook. Heritage carrots, langoustine, and pennywort. A kind of foraged leaf.
Jethro, so you're into your last couple of minutes. How you doing?
I think I'm going to be 1 or 2 minutes over.
Jethro strikes me as being a bit of a poacher.
How long are we talking, Jethro?
So 2.
Realistic number, please.
Yeah, 3, 4 minutes. 5 maximum. 5 possible. Yeah.
He's out there foraging for pennywort. He's pinched some langoustines. He's nabbed some rabbits.
Are you happy with that?
It might be a little bit under. I would have flashed it a little bit.
Keep it together, huh?
Yeah.
carrots are not ready.
No, they're still raw.
If you're taking one out and tasting it, just try it.
It's quite nice.
It's coming up to 15 minutes, Jethro. We can't delay anymore.
Rabbit and langoustine doesn't really strike me as a #1 combination.
You found that hard.
Wow.
Hi there.
Hi. Thank you.
Jethro's main course is rabbit loin stuffed with rabbit liver, kidneys and hearts, spinach and mushrooms. Served with heritage carrots, langoustine, langoustine foam, miso oil and pennywood.
The heritage carrots do look very kind of radioactive. It's quite an alarming yellow. I'm eating this pennywort. I mean, the nicest thing about it is its rather charming name, because it doesn't taste of anything. I'm a bit underwhelmed by this. The rabbit, what it does lack is seasoning. There's something a bit nondescript about the flavour of this dish.
The langoustines are nice, but it's as if they've crashed the party from somewhere else. They belong in another dish somewhere.
I think without the langoustine, it would arguably be a better dish, but it's subtle and it's delicate.
Jethro was 15 minutes late. He almost lost the plot there and panicked.
And I think that is a reflection on the plate. He's brought a really nice flavour to the rabbit loin. It's almost everything around it has ruined the dish.
Jethro, you can't be late again.
Sure.
So Jethro's giving us chocolate ganache, apricot and pistachio spice. Hard to tell from this what he's proposing.
Last 2 minutes, Jethro.
Chocolate ganache. Interesting in that you can vary how chocolatey and how squelchy it's going to end up. Goes very well with apricots. Can't see any problems there at all.
Jethro, it's time.
You can see he's disappointed.
For dessert, Jethro has served a salted dark chocolate and burned butter ganache with pistachio spice, poached apricot, apricot sorbet, and chocolate soil.
Ah.
I'm afraid I don't think this works at all. There's quite a salty element to this ganache, very powerfully non-sweet. The combination of that and this very, very cloyingly sweet apricot ice cream, it's just a knockout competition with no winners.
Yeah, this is a really filthy pudding. He's just added a load of salt to chocolate, which just makes the chocolate inedible, disgusting, taste of salt. To eat the whole thing would be torture.
It looks very pretty, but it doesn't eat very well.
It's like eating butter. Chocolate flavoured salted butter. Mm.
I really don't believe Jethro has tasted this dish.
That was totally insane. I don't know if that's enough to go through semi-finals. I really don't know. If the other guys had a good day and nailed it, I'll be going home. But I would love to stay, and we'll see what happens.
Ollie's menu: sous vide lamb loin, shallot, aubergine caviar, black olive, morel mushrooms, Pinot Noir reduction. It's a complicated business.
I like the way you're working here, Ollie. Organised, yeah?
Everything's in front of me, so I don't have to walk away.
I like it.
Ollie, certainly by the way he writes menus, is an extremely irritating chef. Sous vide lamb loin. I mean, I'm really not interested in the fact that he carries a water bath around with him.
Doesn't look too dry, doesn't look too rare either.
There's a lot of fine dining elements in this dish, showing us his workings and trying to impress. I hope he does.
Good to go.
Good to go. It was nice, he was clean, he was organised. I liked his organisation, it was good.
So did I.
Thank you.
Ollie's main course is lamb loin with shallot puree, aubergine caviar, black olive crumb, morel mushrooms, and a Pinot Noir reduction.
I quite like the little olive bits. That's a good contrasting flavour.
I like the aubergine caviar. I like the caramelised shallots. And there's a very nice red wine gravy. But the lamb has no taste.
It's disappointing. He can cook aubergine. I think he could have cooked a little bit more of it. There were things going on the plate that work, but the main story didn't.
The lamb's not as good as I thought it would be. It's such a shame because he's got all the right ingredients here for a really good dish.
He works like a true professional, but this dish is not quite right for me. Wow,
So
look at you.
That's organisation for you.
Ollie's dessert is an elderflower panna cotta with compressed apple, fresh raspberry, rose caramel.
That's absolutely shocking. If it's not right, it's not going on the plate.
And baby mint.
A simple, well-made panna cotta with one other element is a very nice way to end a meal.
Are you happy with your panna cotta?
Slightly on the firm side, but just let them sit out to come up to like slight room temperature.
What we've got is apple, raspberry, rose caramel, baby mint, all these things. I fear the worst for this guy's cooking.
Colourful, isn't it?
Colourful?
Yeah, it really is.
Ollie's dessert is elderflower panna cotta, compressed apple, fresh raspberries, raspberry coulis, rose petals, and baby mint leaves.
I'm slightly intimidated by rose petals, and it's a pretty solid panna cotta. Doesn't really pass the wobble test. No. I mean, this granular panna cotta, it's not unctuous and creamy. Horrid.
He needs to understand some fundamental basic things, you know, how to cook a panna cotta.
And there's a slight element of a sort of rose bar of soap about it, isn't there? I feel for him.
Oh. It's grainy. It's just not there. It is definitely not a panna cotta.
Such a letdown.
That was a tough round. There's every possibility that I'm going home off of my 2 dishes.
Big challenge. We've had a good day.
It's still early days of these chefs' journey, and they're starting to impress the critics. It's exciting. Darren.
Yeah.
Both his dishes today were spectacular.
He brought out great flavour of the salmon.
And his dessert, that tart, was wonderful.
Wow, what a pudding.
Brian, whoa, he gets a lot of flavour in his food.
I thought the lamb was excellent.
Brian's dessert, my disappointment was in the cake because I thought it was too dry, but then his ganache was how it should be, and it just melted in the mouth.
I think there's more to come from Brian.
That's Darren and Brian through the semi-finals. That leaves us with Jethro and Ollie. Both made fundamental errors here.
I had really big hopes for Jethro.
As soon as he started to go over time, though, I found he was getting flustered and was almost on the verge of giving up.
The rabbit had amazing potential. He just didn't execute it right.
His dessert, just salty beyond belief.
Again, execution, not good.
It means everything to go through, but it's not up to me. After the round today, I don't feel safe.
Ollie, he got it together, he seemed so organised. The lamb today lacked flavour, but I was really happy with everything he had around this lamb. And then his dessert. What a disappointment.
The idea of the dessert is good. His enthusiasm is fantastic. It's just that he just lacks that little bit of knowledge.
I would like to think that my 2 dishes have got me through. To stay now would be absolutely amazing.
It's a tough one.
Well done for cooking with your hearts and really going for it today. Unfortunately, we're going to lose one of you today.
The chef leaving the competition is... Jethro.
I'm massively gutted. I pushed myself today. It's been stressful here. It's been nerve-wracking, but I've enjoyed the whole experience. It's been amazing, and I can't wait to get back into work now and get back to what I do and what I love.
Semi-finalists. Don't relax. You're going to work even harder. Yeah?
Feeling relieved. I need to carry on focusing though. Just really tying the loose ends.
I am really pleased. I couldn't have gave it any more than I did today. I put absolutely everything into that.
I think when I'm back at work, it'll sink in that I've actually gone through to the semi-final, and the hard work starts now, I think.
Congratulations.
Next time, 5 new chefs battle it out for their place in the competition.
I could never serve that.
I think it's a very, 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 very good dish, and I don't say that often.